So I'm back for one sole reason. Mckenty said he would never make videos again. And that's sad, so I wanted to understand why. I've always had an idea, I always want to talk about this, but sadly, it had to happen earlier than I thought. So we're going to talk about this because people are reacting to it, and they're being really dickish about it. So let's talk about it. The main person we're going to be talking about in this video is this creator. I followed him for a while, basically a year, and I watch his stuff whenever I go to a festival, any type of festival. He's very plugged in with the metal scene, which is not a problem, but it probably explains why he thinks the way that he does with Mckenty. Since Mckenty is more of a hardcore guy, at least culturally speaking. He likes a lot of metal, but hardcore is his home, so the bickering that comes with hardcore kids and heavy metal heads is a bit of a pain in the ass. Like Crips and Bloods, the rivalry is just there, and it's sad, but you understand where it's coming from. Let's hope that he can be objective. Let's watch the video.
Here we have a big music YouTuber named Mckenty. Do you know who he is? No? Fuck, I'm jealous.
Well, not even 30 seconds and just objective, petty insult. I'm so happy I put faith in you. What's next?
He gained over 600,000 subscribers and millions of views, making videos on terrible bands while giving even worse opinions.
And why are they terrible bands? Because you won't listen to them? Because you don't like them?
I used to see his thumbnails with his stupid face pop up all the time. I never quite understood how he became so popular, seeing as how most of his videos were really bland readings of a band's history, or whatever current drama between middle-aged scene bands was happening, while Finn would say things like all black metal sucks and you should listen to Barbiecore instead. Well, the most hilarious thing just happened. After he had already stopped uploading videos for a couple months and went AWOL, I did not notice, Finn popped up in this interview recently to give this soulless revelation that made me laugh, but it looked like it broke the interviewer's.
Once we get past how much he hates Finn, we discover something very interesting. Finn stopped posting. For whatever reason, for a few months, he just hasn't been posting videos.
And they all show up some pictures and some, context. Yeah. And is that why you stopped making videos, just because of all the negativity?
No, it's because I don't really have any interest in music. So I was just doing it for the money, and I hit my financial goals. And so there's really just no reason for me. I don't have to keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to spend our time on this earth is limited. Don't spend it doing shit you don't have to do if you don't want to, It's I made enough money from this. I don't have to keep making videos about System of a Down, so I'm going to stop.
This is just that bullshit, bro. I'm just going to be honest. He's lying, at least with that. I've been watching these videos for about 3 years, 4 years now.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy.
And before I started going to local shows, my main entry into hardcore was Mckenty. My main reason for liking him was because he talked a lot about the metalcore scene, but also the hardcore scene from his day. That's why I know this is a lie, because the passion he just kept pouring out whenever he started off. Even with bands he didn't like System of a Down. He didn't like them, but he knew a lot about them. It wasn't positive, but he knew a lot about them. The main reason why he does it is for the community, at least as far as he says. That's why he reads all the comments, which is why I feel like is the main reason why he's quitting. But we'll get into more of that later. Let's go to a different point, because this guy's such an OG metalhead that unless you're talking about death metal, thrash metal, or black metal, he's not gonna give a shit. Maybe I could do a deep dive later, but if y'all are followers, you know my upload schedule, so let's go to another video. He's not the only one that's had some negative takes on this kind of thing.
Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and others. It's your burnt-out femboy raccoon Slayer here.
Did I press the right video? Is this for Mckenty? Who am I to talk? I have an avatar too. What are your thoughts, Slayer?
So, there's been a controversy surrounding YouTube music critic Punk Rock MBA.
Okay, I get it. But what else is up with this situation? Tell me more. Tell me something that I haven't heard in the 5 seconds I've been looking this up.
I know he recently quit YouTube, saying that he was never passionate about music and only doing YouTube for the money.
Yeah, we've heard it before. Fake, you're doing it for the money. Give me something new. Give me something that'll surprise me.
Number one, topic is the most important thing. Of course, title and thumbnail and stuff like that's important too, but topic is the number one thing.
Also, apparently the dude was dating a 16-year-old back in his mid-30s.
Oh, hell no!
Wait, what? Okay, now we're talking about pedophilia, or at the very least grooming. Now we're not just talking about a bunch of silly drama. This is something pretty serious. Either he did this, or Reddit's getting far out of control right now. I'm gonna do my research to figure out what's going on, so give me a second. So I looked into it, and it's fake. At least the human trafficking bullshit claims. And whoever made that up, say goodbye to your PlayStation.
The Xbox going straight to Goodwill!
So I'm just gonna be honest. After reading that, I don't want to learn more, because he will never answer or even address the allegations. That makes me not want to look into it. I'm gonna guess that he didn't do it, and that this is an actual consensual relationship between two adults. At least it was when it started off. But if it's true, I don't want him to come back. That's kind of what I wanted at the beginning of this video, but I don't want him to come back if that's the truth. But I think it's just Reddit fucked up the age, so let's do one more video. This one is by somebody I hope does not fail me, because he usually doesn't fail me. Coolio.
Finn Mckenty, a man who goes by many names. The punk rock MBA, clueless grifter, disingenuous poser, bold man-child.
Every time, what a wonderful start. Every time. You know what? Let's not judge. It's just the beginning of the video. What you got to say?
Over the past 7 years or so, Finn Mckenty has become perhaps the biggest channel within the punk and alternative music niche on YouTube, and during his tenure has been able to commit to many cardinal sins. Examples of this include describing Laws of Chaos as a good book, and continuously acting as if he's smarter than any music fan or band that may disagree with him.
Finally, a point I agree with. Finally. So, I'm going to be honest, yeah. Finn Mckenty is kind of a pain when it comes to taking criticism. We always talk about the original punk scene, but we won't talk about what's going on. He mainly talks about the marketing, and it's kind of annoying in that part, you know? I'm not saying that he has to agree with everything, but the fact that his brain at certain points is stuck in the 90s, while pretty much talking about certain points as if they're idiotic, such as focusing more on the music, kind of makes it seem as if he's just being facetious over something that doesn't really need to be that bad. Both the music, the marketing, and the culture can work well together without having to dip in quality.
Somehow unaware of the drama, after a few months spent away from content creation, Finn Mckenty would feature on Jesse Lee's podcast.
Yeah, we've already heard this enough. We're going to skip this.
How did Finn get away with creating inauthentic music-related content for so long, and why does this perhaps reflect a bigger issue plaguing content creation and alternative music as a whole? To preface this video, obviously I'm a YouTuber that fits into a very similar niche to Finn. I am of course subject to similar criticisms that can be pushed towards Finn Mckenty. I have of course spouted idiotic opinions in the past that I now disagree with due to a larger understanding of the broader subject. Some of my earlier content can be considered low effort in a similar way to Finn's, and I of course have also presented incorrect information in the past by mistake. It's almost as if I'm a human being.
Okay, true transparency. You love to see it. So, what are the big events that made you make this video?
He has always been interested in music and originally created the punk rock MBA out of a passion for both the music and the marketing behind the business. This can be backed up by his early videos that entirely focus on the more business aspects of music. This was then slowly replaced by rise and fall videos, which notoriously do very well on YouTube regardless of the niche. It seems Finn was essentially told by the mighty algorithm that rise and fall videos were the way to go, entirely ditching what he was previously passionate about and originally created the channel to do. Instead of sticking to his passion and waiting it out, he continued with the deep dives and history videos, regardless of his particular interest in creating that style of content.
Now it's time for my final statement. Honestly, here's my theory. Finn Mckenty didn't want to do this anymore because it wasn't part of his plan. His plan was to bring back rock media, rock culture, just rock in general. But he's more connected to rock as a culture, mainly punk rock. That was why he liked metalcore and talked about it a lot. He connected the metal sound with hardcore culture, and that's kind of what he wanted. That was his ideal vision that he made in his head when he was young. When Finn Mckenty was in high school, he got made fun of for liking punk and metal at the same time. He wanted a world where he didn't get made fun of for that they joined together. That's kind of what we're in right now. I mean, knock loose is a thing, and they're basically both what he wanted. But rock isn't that big in media right now, and that's what he wanted to change. He wanted it to be more like MTV Rock, where it was pretty much inside of, it was in the tabloids, the mainstream. That's what he wanted. But it was hard for his wish to come true because that all happened we're in a monoculture where the internet was very niche and there was only one stream of entertainment. And that entertainment was popular while alternative entertainment was the alternative. It's easy to have a popular alternative when there's only one culture to deal with instead of 18. There's so many ways to entertain the people right now. To entertain people not just in music and music culture, but TV, video games, especially video games. Oh my goodness, video games. But also the fact that everything has an industry. Gym, beauty, makeup, woodwork. It's just very easy to get lost. You gotta be ready to just settle with the niche that you work with. And Finn didn't want to do that. He wanted it to be big, MTV big, and with rock you can, but if it's not like a true reflection of the culture and the genre, core people that will make it big aren't gonna fuck with it. It'll just be a memory. It's marketing for sales, not for your future. Don't get me wrong, that appealing to culture ideology could have worked, but he put it more into the thought of metal, not hardcore. So when he decided to go for something like trap metal, a genre that should have a mix of both trap and metal equally, but tends to have more trap and very little metal. It's mostly just trap music entirely, and just metal culture aesthetics with a little bit of metal screaming. That formula isn't gonna get modern metalcore fans to like it, let alone old heads, or more or less the thrash metal head. But Finn's just like, no, you're a bigot or dumb elitist if you don't like it. And that behavior is why people don't like him right now, and we're gaining a lot of hatred towards him, basically, because the main reason why something like new metal worked was because the people that liked it genuinely wanted to mix the elements of soul, pop, funk, a specific sound, and a specific style. And say what you want about it, the culture on it was genuine, at least for metalheads. But with trap metal, the culture isn't genuine, at least the one that gets big, the one that marketers like to talk about. The actual genuine metalhead culture with Mckenty and artists like that, you only see them like a small percentage of the time. And then the publications, at least the ones like Mckenty, just put out artists that are fresh and nice, but don't have anything of substance a lot of times. Or if they do, it's substance for rap, not metal culture. But metal culture is supposed to take a backseat and accept the marketing, but get rid of any expectation that their art form gets any bigger with their own elements, while just happening to mix it with someone else's elements. No, they have to get rid of what makes them them. For trap metal has to have just the stereotypes of metal, because marketing and culture, man, that's not how you market something to a demographic. The reason why this trap metal video didn't work was because Mckenty was being the old man snapping his fingers to music that he didn't like, but because he knew there was a market for it, he'd basically boost the market. He would be one of the tastemakers, and that's, again, not how you get a demographic to go for the big plan that you have. That's not how you woo a crowd into getting into your big movement of reinventing metal, because you're the big thing that make metal what it is. The raw vocals, riffs, mainly riffs, and the kick drums. Then you could work around that. That's why new metal got so big. It had the riffs, the vocals, and it had new stuff like extended bass and more funky, groovy kind of stuff. That's not what Finn wanted to do. He just wanted to have a marketing ploy, make fun of some elitists, and throw some charts on a board, and just have you do all the work by just liking what you put out. And the audience knew about it. I don't want to see Finn go away, but if he wants to come back, he needs to put in the effort, not just into making the stuff, because he puts a lot of work. He works really hard. He has to actually get close with the audience that's actually trying to get as a constant source of both revenue and of a community. He has to actually talk with them to, be able to actually have that genre and marketing ploy that he wants to actually put out into the world, basically. If he doesn't do that, then whatever he does is going to fail. I don't want him to fail, but this only listening to people that are kissing his ass, that has to stop. He doesn't need to listen to the people that hate on him, but he has to listen to the actual valid criticism that people are putting out and actually form what he does around that. I know it's hard, but this man has made zines, has done stuff even before he understood the internet, so he can do it. But if he's not going to do it, or if he's just a horrible person, like they are saying about like him grooming somebody, then don't come back. But I hope that like the person that I've come to actually admire does come back, or not. At the end of the day,
I mean, I was only doing this for the money anyway.
Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest. Put me to the test and expect nothing.